Bam! Going live. Welcome to the stream. It's the last minute thingy. And I posted a link to the new thing. I keep coming out with these new things because that's how we do around here. Sorry. Pro say, y'all know who the hell we are. Come on now, y'all keep up. We ain't got to do that shit now. Ain't nobody, everybody's gone. All the people in the office are gone. But we're in the situation room tonight. Because we got some other situation going on right now. I just put Henry at the top of the list because I got kicked off 3 or 4 times for what I wanted to talk about. So I went. Rumble was the only one that didn't kick me off. So we talked about the property tax upgrade situation. I'm in the middle of upgrading that. It's going to be the commercial property tax pack. Well, it is now, and it has some new stuff in it. And obviously, we're adding the cloud, the title stuff that pretty much to. even to the marriage dissolution. Oh, the cloud, the title package to the marriage dissolution. Just think about it. That package is something that everybody ought to be getting because now the court can't make you. Oh no, not if you are a higher lien holder than the liener, the original. Wait, the fake, the alleged. There we go. We'll do a check down to something. We're just kind of taking a look over here. We're going to judicial notice of fraudulent conveyance. I'm gonna turn that one off. Welcome to the night, Coach Frederick. And I almost emailed you a couple of times, but you kept jumping to the bottom of the. Wow. No offense on you. It's actually on me because. Okay, so the new file that I sent out, I put together the defamation thingy over there. For some reason, one of the documents didn't copy in the thing, and I both were copied and didn't copy, or it left a copy or something. I don't know what the hell happened to it, but yeah, I got a few emails and people said they got the blanks. I mean, I'm like, damn it, they got the blank. Okay, so I had fixed that, and so it kind of got And then I had one lady's son call me, and then when we started talking, and I was trying to feel where he was, she thought he was struggling. She took the phone and started over talking, well, I can say he's struggling now, but in the beginning, she gave him the phone because he knew everything else. He was a piece of work. So I told her I couldn't. Oh, so she made a comment on YouTube somewhere about how I took her son's $75. Well, I emailed him this same document, this same thing right here, because, at least he have a chance of protecting the property without her getting in the way, because she wouldn't let him protect the property. She wouldn't let me help him or her protect the property. But she ran her happy ass over there and posted some shit. So Pam, I'm pretty sure your son didn't know that you posted that shit saying that I took his money, and you weren't really clear about the specifics of the situation. Not only did I do the coaching with him and you in the background, cutting me off and not even listening and telling me I need to hear all this stuff that you had that I don't need to hear. None of that stuff matters because you can't connect. Okay, so I already told you I didn't want to take your money and then tell you attorney stuff and then have you go over and get your ass kicked. Okay, I'm not going to do that. And that's what the problem was. Okay, and I changed, and so I did have the ad set up to do that, but when it came down to it, I just couldn't. I couldn't tell you a bunch of shit that I know it's not going to help you just to get paid because you think that's what you need to hear. That's what attorneys do, and I just couldn't think and do that. So I changed my coaching thing, and I only coach people who are in my program, who want to get in my program, or who want to listen to me. Okay? It's not worth it to me for me to accept your $75 and listen to your shit. It's not worth it to me. So, but I don't give bad people the money. I coached you, you wouldn't listen. Then the second time you called me, your son was trying to talk to me, and I already knew who it was because I put something next to everybody's number to let me know what the value is in answering the call. I took the call. I was hoping that it was Desmond someplace in private so we could talk, but it wasn't. As soon as we started talking and you didn't like what I had to say, you butted in again. So you post any more shit on my channel about your crap, and you'll be getting something in the mail, okay? Because I have all your information, and I ain't playing that shit. I put together another defamation package that I'm going to use for scammers who want to get in my face and talk shit without bringing nothing to the table. And I sent your ass something to help you, but you're too stuck on trying to control everything. I don't know what your problem is. Okay, I don't know what your problem is. But I know that I put together, that's where I got all this defamation. I'm sick of people using my spending, and then a month and 3-4 days later, they're claiming that I scammed them on. No. So you people, if that's you, you'll be getting the lawsuit in the mail. And all your private information ain't going to be private nowhere. Because I'm going to add your address like I did Vital. Mr. Vital tried that shit. And when I Googled his name, I actually pulled up my documents that his ass files in the state case. Okay. I'm sorry, Freddie. This don't have nothing to do with you. Okay, leaving you up there is making me chill out because if I'm just looking at myself. Okay, Pam. So you can stay out of my face and keep your shit to yourself. If you want help, have your son call me and take your ass to fucking Walmart or somewhere. Go do something and let me talk to him. Otherwise, I'm not helping either. I've done all I'm going to do for you. And if you keep talking any more shit, like I'm trying to rip you off for $75, okay? And I had a situation with Kendrick today, and Coach Kendrick, and we're gonna talk about him because he's totally kicking some ass over here. Okay, and he, and see somebody else about the defamation package that I just put together, and they didn't get one of the forms was blank. So it was only $99, so that's my cutoff. Okay, I'm not ripping anybody off or anything under $99. Okay, so Pam, you're good. The $75 that I took from your son, I sent you a $99 document. That's worth way more than that to protect your property and make it toxic, so then people ain't going to be in such a big hurry to take it. But you can't understand that because your head's stuck in their conventional system with the stuff that you learned throughout your years of whatever it is that you got your wisdom from that you're sticking in my face. So that's where we are with that. Now, let's we got a couple of things that we're none of them. I'm going to leave you up there, Frederick, so you can help me be nice. Okay. Fraudulent. Oh, this document. So the difference between this and the regular other package that's $99. That's this one is. I think these are legal documents. They're structured like a legal document that you actually file in your case. And I came up with this. I mean, it's helping Henry. That's And I'm like, well, he's over there. He's having trouble. I mean, bless his heart. I mean, the man had a stroke, and he's lost his wife, who was actually, so. And bless his heart. Okay. So he was like trying to figure out how to get the emails or whatever. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna need to figure out a way to do this. I'm gonna need to figure out a way to do this, like from over here, and just like get it done. And so we did. And so in doing that, I'm really I'm really lazy. I'm not trying to work no harder than I have to. Yeah. Don't get that totally twisted, because y'all know how I roll. You see what we're bringing to the table, okay? If I got to work hard, I will. All right? So I started thinking, so this notice of conveyance is so badass because it breaks it down into the simple. Simple. They're stealing your property with a shuffling of paperwork. That's it. It don't have nothing to do with how many years, the freaking the mortgage, the prime lending rate, title insurance. No, it has nothing to do with that. And you just place it in the public record. And then you follow it up with a list pendant. Now, Kendrick did that yesterday, or I don't know when he just. I just posted a video of him. Now he did both. Well, we're just gonna call him, Team Captain Kendrick. He did both of them on the same day. Oh, he said the look on their face was priceless. The look on there. But they still talk crap to him, and they still made him think they were coming anyway. They were going to do whatever. And that's just the way it is. That's the way they roll. When they get punched in the face, they want to try to double down on you. They want to try and double down on you because, well, they need to have you in fear. So you give up. They need to have you in fear, so you give up. Oh, or in pain, or both. And y'all wonder where we got the program from that we run on day ass? Hmm? Hmm? Especially the federal. Well, actually both. The other one we figured out, the federal. Oh, that's based off of our own experience. And I say our, I'm including my ex. And that suit, the prosecutor package is tight, and I'm right behind it. Mm-hmm. And right now, until I get so much stuff going I can't keep up, it comes with one-on-one coaching. But I ain't gonna argue with you. I ain't gonna argue with you, and I don't do drama. I don't do drama, and I ain't gonna argue with you. I ain't gonna argue or caminata. That's like half of drama and half. Okay, I should do that to my grandkids. And they looked at me and like, you guys are looking. Okay, sorry. I'll take that back. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to do drama. Now, if you're bringing something to the table and or whatever, and I, sure, because I'm still learning too. And one of the things that Kenrick and I talked about today, we're learning as we go. We're learning as we go. Okay, so Henry is still in his house. I mean, I just talked to him earlier this morning. He didn't get one of the documents signed and figured it out, so he went back down there and got that signed. And I think he delivered that. I haven't had to talk to him since he went to deliver that stuff to the sheriff's department. But he said everything is filed in, so. And then they received emails from me because I emailed them over the stuff in a rush. Now, one of the things that we found out too is, Corey, you should call me too and let me know how things are going with you. I don't remember if I sent you the notices that look like that are formatted to be like filed in the eviction case or filed right in the court case against property. So call me, Corey, when we get done. It's only 10 here, and I'll probably be up a little bit longer after we get done with this live stream. So what we've learned. Well, you guys know how we do the counterclaim attack, add the parties to it, jam them right up in their face and stick them in their own whatever. Okay, but the eviction process, okay, what we learned is, what I learned, and I'm throwing it out there, and I need you guys to go to the sheriff's department's website in your county or whatever hell it is you live on your planet, and search around on it and see if there's an eviction tab, and click on that shit and see if it opens up to where you can email them straight to cancel the eviction process. Yeah, I found that on the county in Chicago, that Henry Cook County or something. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. And when I went to the sheriff website to find email connection, then it had that thing. And you click on it, and it opened up a bunch of stupid shit. Oh, landlord tenant stuff, property owner shit, manual, and just stupid stuff. And it's not going to be easy to find because they don't want people like y'all. Okay, sorry. They don't want people like y'all. I'm not. They like me. Okay, they call me like penis head, and they call me some other worser names too. I can't. Yeah, okay, I'll probably get in trouble for that from my grandkids. But okay, so but that's all right, because if they're not pissed, they're kicking your ass. That's just I don't know. If they're not pissed, they're kicking your ass. Okay, so in Henry's case, they all been served their counterclaim for the eviction process, and the new document that we got going across the bottom of the screen, I think, was one that crushed them, because now that's right. Okay, so my daughter would say, she's an educator and she's a little smarter than me. I said, Daddy, could you be more specific? Okay. So it crushed them. Oh, because it moves you up, as, in my opinion, YouTube, and this is why, in my opinion, by doing this in court, it puts it, we're going to figure out how to connect the challenge to if they want to play, but I don't think they want to play anymore. Okay. This moves you up to the number one lien holder, in my opinion, because it challenges the number one lien holder for the shuffle of paper, not the prime mortgage rate or the mortgage fraud, whether there was a transfer or whether there were security issues or whether no, just the shuffle of the damn paper. That's powerful in my head, okay? Because they ain't got the paper. Okay. Like, damn, coach. You're keeping that shit like breakdown simple. I have to. I played football in college and I boxed later. Those are the things that smart people don't do. I'm just saying. Okay. They don't have the paper. Okay, so you can use that portal, and I need you, like, the next like update that we have. I need you guys to check your county sheriff department and see if they have a portal or a way you could email them straight in the documents to cancel. And the way I did it was I just signed I just typed, pro se lawsuit center or pro se lawsuit center across the bottom of it. And you guys can do that too. Just type pro se lawsuit center across the bottom of it. Shit, I give all. If you got a bar card, okay, if you don't have a bar card, you can do it too. And the bar card is marked down $25. I think I did. I'm pretty sure I marked down $25. I'm marking some shit down so people can get in here and get some stuff done. I need more video reviews. I'm about to roll out my online course, it's on part of my website, the whole thing, and I need more video reviews. So I've been doing all these deals, and I've got a few, but not near. I should get at least 2. When you looked at the stuff, the power you felt like you had. All right, just call it like you see it. All right, because we don't play around here. I used to tell my kids when I'm cooking shit. Yeah, if y'all don't like that shit, y'all better tell me. If you don't tell me, and I might not like it either, but I be cooking it every day for y'all because I love you guys so much. Okay. So we're going to with Henry. We're going to see where what the hell they want to do. We need to give them a few days, and he went and dropped stuff off sheriff department. Emailed it into the sheriff department. They emailed me back, letting me know that I have to have to be filed. They don't stop the evictions from emails. I beg to differ. Shit, I know that was on the phone. Oh, and it wasn't signed, but I didn't send them that to make them stop the damn eviction. I didn't. I sent them that to make their ass get on the phone and stop the eviction. No, we ain't trying to make anybody do anything. I had a conversation about this. I really just keep punching them in the face till they go sit the hell down. I ain't asking them for. I'm telling my settlement conference. That's it, or the 200 million, or well, the settlement conference, and to 175,000 million. Okay, I got to work that out. I gotta work that out. A black man can't be walking around too big a denomination, so I got to work that out. All right, so we have a couple of problems. Like number one, in Kendrick experience, he jammed them up, he put that stuff, and then they judged against him anyway, or whatever. And number one, they're okay. If I how can I put this? Let me think on this one. The way the program generally rolls is if your ass is in court and you're bringing the fire that then they're just going to ignore what you're bringing to the table and do their best job to piss you the hell off like you're doing them so they can haul your ass to jail. So how's that? That's pretty much what's and like I said, if you ain't pissing them off, you're getting your ass kicked. Okay, because they ain't used to getting their ass handed to them on wet piece of freaking on a wet piece of toilet paper that was stuck to somebody's shoe. And they ain't used to that. So they got to have meetings, Okay, but when you do it, they're not going to say, "Oh Lord, look at they're going to say, "Hell, you were moving your ass up to the top. Move his ass up." That's the way narcissistic people act when they lose control. When they lose control, they go into their narcissistic rage and they just throw fire at everybody. Well, it's you now, not their people, because it is you the one. Okay, so what do? Well, number one, okay, I learned this from dealing with kids. I did foster kids for 17 years. We've had 28 kids, 1, 2, or 3 at a time. I learned not to make decisions when you're grumpy. And that doesn't always work out to be something good, because that was probably the reason why I stayed married so long. But I'm not grumpy anymore, and I'm not married. Okay, but I'm not trying to say anything bad about anybody. I'm just okay. We're talking about making decisions when you're grumpy. So yeah, you don't like to make decisions when I'm grumpy. When you're grumpy, you don't see what you need to see. You don't think the way you should be thinking. And it could be fear. It could be grumpy ass fear. Most of the time it's a combination of 3 or 4, but we won't get into all of that. Okay, so I don't, so if you come home if you're in court, unless they're coming to throw your shit out in the yard, like in the morning or something. Okay, then I would be a little more maxed out. Okay, but just to get a judgment against you and they still got to do some stuff and you still have 14 days to respond to it or whatever, it's not a time to be. And I'll tell you right now, if you contact me while you're in that state, it's more likely not going to go very well, because I don't deal well with the fear. I don't deal well with the grumpy. I don't deal well with none of that. I'm just a matter of fact. Okay, they did that. All right. So let me call you back. I might have to think about it. Oh, they're in a fraudulent administrative bullshit system at the gate. They can't clean it up. They can't. They can't do the right thing. Hey, once you stick both of your feet in that shit, then that's what you got. You can't go nowhere else. Everybody knows. So now they're being forced to visualize a shared liability and answer to somebody, because they already spent the money. That's my opinion, YouTube. Excuse me. Sorry. I don't know what money I'm talking about. Okay, sorry. Okay, so let's just get back and be serious. When you go into court and you jam them in the face, they're going to do the same damn thing we should be doing when they jam us in our face. Oh, hell no. My legal thing going to kick your ass. Okay, sorry. But look, Kendrick was absolute spot on in his review. Not that I did a great or whatever. Okay. He said, like a boxing match, you're going to take some punches, maybe. You know, you really don't know. You really don't know how hard you're punching until, I don't know. I mean, you do get to see their ass start showing some respect and be thinking, what the hell? Can he do that? Oh, yeah. Yep. Fraudulent concealment tolls the statute of limitations. That's a federal doctrine. They probably didn't teach you about that. They probably didn't teach you in bar school, wherever the hell you went through. They probably didn't teach you that you could add the state, the judge, you can add the prosecutor's ass, you can add them all to a counterclaim for $200 million. And your counterclaim in the $200 million, and your claim is all the stuff that we're talking about over here that you got from winning court now. You can add all that shit to the counterclaim and countersue their ass, because that's what a counterclaim is, just in case anybody was not keeping up. Countersue their ass for all of this stuff that are federal case laws that they can't respond to. Bam! Now, Pam, do you see why I don't need to hear all of your stuff? You can't connect none of your stuff with what we're doing here. Counterclaim their ass, add them to it as you don't have to serve them. You don't have to pay to serve them. You don't have to pay to file a counterclaim. I just, and then you still are able to file your lawsuit in federal court when you want to. I mean, hey, there ain't no rush around here, because they can't respond to nothing on the state court level, and in federal court they can't either. Statutes and codes are not valid laws. They don't have enacting clauses, titles, or bodies. They don't have the three elements that the Constitution mandates are necessary for something to be a valid law. And neither does criminal statutes. Criminal statutes are just like statutes and codes, only on the federal level. The federal level bullshit, basically, is what it is. They don't have enacting clauses. They don't have titles. They don't have bodies. And criminal statutes the drug statutes are pretty much all connected to Title 18. Title 18 was never ratified. I actually have a document too. I don't need to show it. I have people ask me, and I just tell them, go check that shit. Go check yourself and get back to me if it has a title, an acting clause, a title, and a body, then I'll whip out my stuff. Okay, but that's where you start your check on whether shit is real or not. Okay, and if you can't pass that check, I ain't got time. I'm busy eating at Culver's. I'm eating lunch at Culver's. Okay, maybe someday I'll get to do commercial for them. Okay, so I wouldn't pay no attention to what they said, what they say. And the last video that I did, the first one on Henry, the last 5 or 8 minutes or something like that, we listened to them. Well, Henry and we communicated, and he had his earpiece in, and I guess one out, and I couldn't hear what they were saying, but I could hear what he was saying, and it was like, he started talking when, no, they didn't like him. There was at least, from what I could hear, there was at least 3 people that tried to engage him at different points along the way. And I told Henry, I said, dude, don't engage those people. Don't, it's really hard to play dumb, No, but you got to do what you got to do. And if you need to play dumb, then you need to play dumb. Because I guarantee your ass, if you're running over here with all hair, you ain't, it's just to get this shit done because you don't have time because they're already coming to your shit. So if you need to play dumb, you play dumb. So he went in there and he, and they were, and then he told, wait, man, they brought a paper. No. There were 3 papers. No. There were 3 papers. Yeah. One is over there, He's right on them. But I did have to remind him to keep his tone down. You don't need to. They want you to be angry so they can call and do this shit. Okay? If they can, come on now. Y'all ass keep up with me. They can get your ass locked up for a few days. It ain't funny, but that's where you're at. If they can get your ass locked up for a couple of days, when you get out, shit's gonna be gone. I've been doing this for a minute. Besides, okay, the people that's freaking out, they either don't have the fire or didn't do their homework. Or maybe they got the fire, did the homework, but the fear kept them in the past. Sometimes the fear keeps people, not me. Sometimes it keeps people in the past. Not me. Okay. The fear can be used as motivation. Motivation drives education. Education replaces the fear. Okay, so you go to court to say whatever. Okay, you got 14 days to respond, and they're on some BS. So, like in Kendrick's case, we're going to talk tomorrow or whenever we can sit down and just relax. I think there's a defect someplace in the federal situation, because if that's done right, these fools over here, okay, the first thing they're going to do is get on the phone. They're going to lie. Everybody's going to lie. And then, the first thing that, so we're going to figure out where that is, number one. And number two, he's going to go down and place these new $25 documents that's going across the bottom of the screen that we're using in Henry's case. He's going to go and put them on the record in his case. And before you go, Kendrick, we need to talk because there was something else I made note that you needed to address while you're over there. And obviously you need to object to the judgment, and you're objecting to the judgment for the same reason that you put in your counterclaim. And you always have to object to the judge's bullshit, or you object to the stuff. Have people tell, I'm just going to file a damn adverse sanctions. Well, you can do that later, okay? But if you don't object to the judge's bullshit or object to the attorney's crap and tell them why, okay? They don't have a federal bar card. If you don't object, there's a whole bunch. We can make this list long as hell. But I just like this. I just like to keep it at the gate. Without a federal bar card, they can't answer to nothing that's on the paper. They can't. So I would object, and they let them know why. And then I'd probably, if it was me, I'd probably do a supplemental pleading and add the judge to the action, because I'm thinking if the judge is going to throw your shit out, the judge is not going to use the finding of facts and the conclusions of law. That means that you have no damn possible chance for an appeal because you just went through administrative bullshit. And there's, but you tell me that you want to do an appeal. Oh, wait, they'll whip the papers out for you to do appeal, and they will sit down and help you. You tell them you want to sue the judge. Oh, hell no, you need to go get an attorney. Oh, yeah, they'll whip them out. But we don't do that. So if they punch us, because we're on uncharted waters right here. What we're doing, so are they trying to defend themselves against our shit. This document that's going across the bottom of the screen right here, that's some serious fire right there to be able to place that in your property case. Fraudulent conveyance, and there's judicial notice of fraudulent conveyance, and there's judicial notice of fraudulent less pendants. Wrap that up. Who's gonna, Okay, so in the eviction, if they judged against you for the eviction process, I'm when we talk, I'm going to do the check down. Okay, number one, who are the defendants? If you included the lender or the servicer or any other people, you're going to have to run some damn laps. Because it doesn't matter what fire you bring to the table. If you include the lender or the servicer or any of that bullshit, they're going to think that you believe the bullshit they're trying to get you to believe in the first place. Okay, so I'm going to ask you who is the defendants, and that's the first question. And then did you crush the state court process and make your and get for a certified copy of your complete docket sheet to take with you over to federal court? Okay, and then in federal court, did you serve the parties and and all that? Did the magistrate judge get involved? Because that's a free ticket right there, smash the judge in the face. But that's not what we're talking about right now. Are the parties all served? Have they been served and you got confirmation that they served? What's the situation? because if you don't cross the state court process, they'll lie to them on the phone and tell them that they still got jurisdiction or whatever because you're over here trying to get your day in court, or you didn't realize that this is not a one-step process where I could just keep beating them over here because I got their ass on the ropes. I'm not found the other one over here yet, or I don't have enough money to, or whatever. You can only hold them off for a period of time if you don't do the shit the way we have it lined up. Because getting it done this, getting that, and then getting this, and taking all this over there, okay, now that lines you up. Over there, they're going to be saying, okay, they got all this shit, dude. We can't, okay. But you don't have all this, and you didn't do this shit right over here. They're going to be saying, dude, we got it. We just need another week. Give us another week. I think I know what I'm talking about. Okay, so if I was in a situation where I got judgment against me, I would be, okay, how did the judgment get against me if I'm suing the judge and I'm suing the state and I'm suing the people that's running that in state court and in federal court? So either somebody not getting sued in the state court, or the lenders added to it so no one gives a shit about you because they think you're stupid, or I don't know. Now, y'all ass need to do the check down and figure out where, the problem is. Now, it doesn't always mean there's a problem over there because, like with my friend Julie, they were sending her shit all over the place or whatever instead of facing it or whatever. So, but in this situation where you're using these documents right now, it's they don't really have a whole lot of room to do a whole bunch of shit. And so, if it happened to me, I would not get myself upset or worry about it. I'd go back home. And I would chill and just try to because you ain't thinking right. And then if you call me and I'm telling you to chill and you're telling me you don't need to, then I'm just going to hang up because I don't deal with drama. I don't work with fear or whatever. How can you do that? That's the way you got to be if you're a coach. Okay. I can't coach people if I'm over here acting all like I don't think that I know what the hell I'm talking about, or if I think they're going to kick my ass because they tried to punch me in the face one time, or if they knock my ass down. I ain't never been knocked down. Let's slow down there. Almost one time got hit in the ear, man. Almost. That was no. Okay. No, I ain't never been knocked down. So we're going we'll just go punch in the face. I did get my nose broke one time. Oh my God, made tears went down my eyes. But you know what? That's the way, so you got 14 days to respond to the shit, or you should have. Everybody should have the 14 days to respond. And, now one of the things that that I wanted to tell Henry, and we didn't, he mentioned it too, but I had some other things on my head to make sure he had all the stuff in line. Well, as he thanked me for helping him. And I said, and he said he saw the video of his case and his stuff. And he was like, really, and I said, Henry, they saw it too. Wow, I got somebody over here talking shit. Put this up. Pochos County Attorney Daniel Lynn Fiester is a fraud. Hi, Fro 20 Levant. I recognize your name from YouTube. Welcome over here to Rumble, where they let us talk without a big ass tumble. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, and so this is exactly what I'm talking about right here. Right here. Okay. Henry said, yeah, Coach, I saw you. Well, I'm sure they saw it too. They got the video with the email to them. I may have accidentally connected an email, a video to the email that I sent them with all the papers. I just wanted to make sure they understood. Now they all got the email. They all got the videos. They all know that what they're doing is stuck out in the public right now. And I emailed stuff straight into the sheriff department. The sheriff department emailed me back and said, "We don't stop, whatever, Miss Neighbors, whatever. I think you might. you might stop it. I think before y'all do some shit, somebody gonna be on the phone calling somebody's ass. That's what I think. I don't know. It don't matter. Y'all can do what you want, because if I send somebody something and I got their back, then I got their back, and that's the fact, Jack, and that's the end of that. So I'm not one to go sit down. You can ask my friend Julie. She got mad and fired me because I didn't do things the way she wanted in the end. There was people that need to be punched in the face, and she didn't. No, dude. Once you kick that beehive over and start whipping these people, then no, you can't go sit down. No, hell no, no. Y'all some of y'all been in the hood. some of y'all has grew up in the hood. Oh, now you earn their respect. You better do what you need to do. Keep that shit short of. And we ain't got to worry about doing anything going to jail, okay? Because their ass already in the shit over there. And all we're doing is trying to stay up here without getting our feet down there. I love this. Yeah, y'all can bring these fake out people's names to the table and put them right on there. And I got no problem. I'll show them right. I'll put the shit right up there. And they want to come and if they want to come and sue somebody, they can come sue me. They can get behind the other 24 or 25 attorneys that think that it's a problem that I'm practicing law without a license. They don't like what I got to say. And they show me a license, I'll kiss you. No, I ain't talking about your bar card, because I got one of them too. Mine's federal. Wow. Uh-huh. That's a good way to get the name right out there. So 420, you should get this thing going across the bottom of here and stick it. You got a case against your property. This thing going across the bottom is $25 right now. It's just two documents, a notice, a less pen, actually judicial notice. And you can make your own judicial notice. Oh, this burn their ass because it's not a motion. This is what I had to tell Henry. They're telling this is a motion. No. Tell them no. It's not a motion. They don't need to. They just need to put it on they just need to file in the case and get it on the record. That's all we're asking. We're not asking them to let us know what it is. Oh, I was like, what the hell? But and that was showing that they was shook the hell up. So now they got to figure out. Yeah. So they came over, and then the one lady asked Henry if I actually could hear her. She asked Henry if he saw the order, if he received the order. I guess she was talking about the sheriff's order, telling me he was kicked off the property. I'm thinking in my head, okay, he's bringing the fire to crush y'all asses. I think he's seen the order. Somebody's seen the order. Well, I tell Henry, no, don't engage her. Okay, she's raising her voice. Get her information. Because the one that's raising their voice and stepping up to the plate or whatever, that's the one that's leading and running the show. That's the one. That's the one. And if they told me that I couldn't file my stuff, that one, I would cross out lawsuit, right? Supplemental pleading over the top. I would add that one's name over here. What's your name? Clerk? So-and-so. That's kind of, or I'm just doing that because they don't like to give you their name when you back the ass up like that. They don't like to give you their name. So, no, that's, I handwrite their name right in the thing and then sign and date and initial it while they're standing there watching you. Okay. They got the same damn power as no republic. I'll pay them the $5 if they want. I would pay them the $5 if they want. Okay, but now this person is going to have to go get her supervisor to file my stuff. Okay, because here's the thing. It could be a counterclaim, an inner claim, an outer, upper, sideways claim. The clerk don't have any judicial authority to be telling anybody they can't file something. They don't. And they were telling me I can't file a counterclaim because it's been too long. First of all, and this, people are going to have to start coming, because I'm putting it right out here. According to the federal law, the fraudulent concealment doctrine, you can. They haven't been told about that. And it don't matter. It don't matter because, number one, champions see what's here, and they see what we need to have over here at the end. You see the beginning, and you see the end, and you figure the middle out. You already know how you want the end to end up, and you know how the beginning gonna have to be, and you figure out the middle. And so that's what we're doing right now. We're figuring out the middle, and we're doing pretty good. I think. I mean, so the eviction process, if they're ignoring you, then there's some kind of a disconnect with the federal stuff, or something's going on there that needs to be figured out. And we've picking up the pace by putting this document that's going across the bottom of the screen right here in the case as the fraudulent notice conveyance of whatever in the list finish or whatever notice, whatever, and all of that. And if you're in the eviction protocol, then the counterclaim for the eviction document, that's all federal law, is right there. You file that counterclaim for the illegal $200 million counterclaim for the illegal eviction process right in their state case. And then you have the federal lawsuit for that for a federal court. And then you're ordering them to the settlement table because, well, they couldn't answer to nothing on the state court level. They still ain't going to be answered a damn thing in federal court. Well, they don't have a federal bar card. And the judge is not going to provide a finding of fact and the conclusions of law for anything that they do. So that means that you just got jacked in their administrative court, and there's no chance that you can, appeal wouldn't do anything anyway. I'm like, the hell with an appeal. If they're going to jack me up, then I'm going to sue somebody. Shit, who got time to be waiting around for their friend to jack me up again? I'm pretty sure that's how that goes. So, if the judge is judging against you, then, I'm not sure how that could work out if they're at it and if everything's done the way we've been doing things from the real-time feedback. So you need to figure out where that is or where the hole is. And, the way this works in my head, in order for me to coach you, because people call me, oh, coach, don't you remember that? I don't remember. I talk to a lot of people. Now, sometimes I do if it's short, but for the most part, if you got to tell me that don't you remember, then I don't remember. And so I may ask some questions. But the way it works best for me is if there's a situation, okay, you need to understand why, what, why they're doing it, what they're doing, why they're doing it, and what they're going to gain from it. And what the why, what, why, the why, and the what, and what you need to do to crush them. And then when we get online for a coaching call or whatever, or you're in the coaching group at neighbors_coach, and we're talking in, most of the time these conversations we do in private. So if one of us ends up having to run or say, I'm sorry for, for getting too worked up. Sometimes I had to must say, okay, then it's in private. So it's how that goes. But in order for me to coach you, it works out a lot better when we connect. If you can answer those things, because this is what they did. This is why I think they did that shit. And this is what I think we need to do to crush it. Now I have like a little in my head where you are, what you understand. And at that point, I can say, oh, that's great. That's good, or maybe you might want to do this, or maybe not do that. Or, most of the time, you learn how to jumpstart your critical thinking process here. It has nothing to do with the law or none of that shit. It's just keep it simple to the ghetto shit. Who's trying to take a shit? Who's paying? Who's paying them to, and then who's doing the taking, and then who's, But now we're figuring out how to make them not want to get in your face by clouding the title, doing these things at the front end to interfere with the flow of their money. Interfering with the flow of their money. And so I'm also going to suggest that you guys get the affidavit of state citizenship, look at the diplomatic immunity document, and get the passport filled out ASAP, and have it filled out the way that it says, so you get your passport with 5 stars. So when they try to harass you, you're not going to be in the system. And I'll tell you right now, that card is worth my weight in gold. I'm a lot lighter than I used to be, but I'm okay. Because the cops run it and they come back and they give it, my traffic ticket section, I got videos where they pull my ass. So they here's your card to me. We're gonna let you. Did you know, Mr. Neighbors, that you have a warrant out for your arrest? Yeah, I do. I started laughing. Oh, my ex-wife, who was my wife at the time, was sitting there and she was like, oh, Lord, he's going, no, we're good. No, I got this, just relax. I already know they called it in, and they don't tell them on the thing that I already been down there 14 times and filed 14, and I actually moved that shit over the federal court. And so, yeah. And they don't tell you none of that on the computer thing when you pull it up. But they do tell you, because my family's in law enforcement. Okay, I'll tell you right now. I know they called down there to see if they wanted to bring my happy ass in, because that one dude the new dude was really mad. He asked me 3 times for my driving license, and the 3rd time I told him, dude, you got all you're gonna get. I'm not giving you shit else. And my ex, talking, dude, he's talking to me shitty. Come back asking me shit. He's not talking to me shitty. Well, he is, because I already told him 2 other times I ain't giving him shit else. So. You can come back and ask me 19 times, really nice, and after the first 2, it's shitty. So. That's how I roll with that. My web designer is messaging me. She's in Pakistan, so it's morning there. Okay, guys, I think that's all. I need to go eat now. I'm getting hungry. I had a couple of streams today. We did the property tax thing over on Rumble, and it's marked down right now. I didn't really get to it tonight, but I'm not trying to piss off YouTube any more than I need to for what I want to talk about when I want to talk about it. So I talked about the property tax over on Rumble. We went through the whole thing, and it came out really good. So you guys should get over there and subscribe over on Rumble, so that I need to get my people over there, so that I can talk about what we need to be talking about without having them all getting in the way and having me have to do check down, having them send me things saying they're mad and all that. Call me saying they're mad. You see what I got in my cabinet over there? Okay. Thank you guys for the value of sharing your time. I got to go get something to eat. I'm getting hungry.